we are again very, very privileged to have you, Prime Minister. Thank you so much for being here.
The Minister for Education, Honorable Voreqe, the President of Fiji Society for the Blind, Mr. Shahin Nazga, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, the General Manager of ANZ Bank, invited guests, teachers and staff, parents, guardians, and school children, ladies and gentlemen, Bula Vinaka, and a very good afternoon to you all. Let me first apologize for the rescheduling of our program today. I know we were supposed to have it at 10 o'clock this morning, but I had to attend a very important funeral, the funeral of the Bunibalu of Rewa. I thought it would be very important for me to attend a funeral of a person who served Fiji in just about all capacities until he passed away last week. But that hasn't changed anything. We are here again this afternoon, meeting up with you, and a very good afternoon to you all. It is, I think it is most fitting that the Fiji Society for the Blind was founded at the very same time that Fiji had its birth as an independent country. As a sovereign nation in 1970, for the first time, Fijians were tasked with deciding what sort of nation we would be. How would we embrace Fijians who were deprived of a vital sense that most of us take for granted? How could we make sure that all Fijians could have a productive future? How could we make sure that Fijians who were blind or deaf or unable to walk could live with dignity, live with self-respect and independence? The Fiji Society for the Blind was one of the first organizations to seek answers to these questions. And you have been finding those answers for 50 years. Today, we can thank you because Fiji is a place where the blind are valued for the contributions they can make, like any other citizen, not pitied for the things they are unable to do. We have learned much in my lifetime about the abilities of people who were once discounted. And where the abilities of the blind are concerned, we owe a great deal to this society for enlightening us and for providing ways for the blind to move about the country, to learn a trade or a profession and to live a relatively normal life. Fiji cannot afford to forego the talents of one person who is willing to offer them. We need the talents of all our people, and we can leave no one behind. We should not leave anyone behind. That would not only be impractical, it would be immoral, and it wouldn't be very smart either. Today, I understand 27 students who have attended the Fiji School for the Blind and other society programs are pursuing tertiary education. 13 are at USP, where they all have the specialized equipment and infrastructure they need. 10 are at Fiji National University, and 4 are at Fiji Vocational Technical Training Center. Other former students have been able to return to their farms or work in their family business, and you can be proud of the fact that 10 of your students have earned university degrees in the last 10 years and are currently employed in government and private business. Thank you. And one of the society's former regional students, a young man from Solomon Islands, has graduated with a law degree at USP. I understand he's the first visually impaired student to qualify as a lawyer in the South Pacific. This success, of course, belongs to those outstanding individuals. But I think they would be the first to say that it also belongs to the Fiji Society for the Blind, the only organization providing rehabilitation, providing education, providing training and assistance to persons with visually impairment in Fiji, as well as to students from neighboring Pacific Island states. What started as a modest organization operating a small school in a small wooden structure has now grown to an organization operating with 8 concrete school blocks, a school where 350 children have received their primary education. And you have kept up with technology, which every day closes the gap between the visually impaired and the fully sighted. Braille lessons that were once taught using slate and stylus moved to braille machines, then talking computers, then of course CCTV, and finally assistive devices for learning. I also want to commend you for what you do to make Fijians aware of the importance of visual health, and for what you do to help repair impairments to the eye. I'm talking about your early intervention program to identify visual impairment in children aged up to the age of 3. I'm talking about your programs in the community for eye screening and eye care awareness. And of course, your home-based training for visually impaired infants and counseling for their parents. But beyond the work you do in helping people learn to live productively and happily without sight, with severe visual impairment, is the work you have done in partnership with Tavioni Rotary and Hawaii eye surgeons to treat cataracts and pterygium, that mysterious pink growth in the eye that has become known as surfer's eye. Both of these conditions can cause gradual blindness. People with these conditions once helplessly endured gradual dimming of the world, and knowing that one day all sight would be lost. That partnership has carried out 2,500 successful surgeries for the treatments of cataracts and pterygium in the last 10 years. There are 2,500 Fijians who have owed their ability to see, as they always have, to you and Tavioni Rotary and Hawaii eye surgeons, and to your commitment to the radical notion that no Fijian should lose their sight when we have medical technology to save it in our very hands. Finally, I want to say a word about government's role. I don't want to dwell on government today because this day is about the Fiji Society for the Blind and the noble service you have given to Fiji for 50 years. This is not really government's day, but it is the responsibility of government to use its resources to ensure that our citizens who are disabled or impaired in some way are assisted, so that they may be in equal footing with everyone else. Our Constitution enshrines equality for all persons, including the disabled and the hearing and visually impaired. The Constitution is even printed in Braille, so that the visually impaired can read it and know their rights. We do that because it is the right thing to do, and because it is an investment in our citizens. The Fiji education grants, the hostel grants, the disability allowance, the bus fare allowance, and the free TELS scholarships to students with disabilities are one way we express that support as a people, not as a government, but as a people. If we can do more, we should, not as charity, but as a means of ensuring equality. One day, perhaps, on your 100th anniversary, who knows, the Prime Minister who addresses you will be one of your own former students. That will be a fine day, and in my mind, it is well within the realm of possibility. Keep doing what you're doing, and that day will definitely come. Before I wrap up, I understand we will recognize some of your employees who have been with the Fiji Society for the Blind for more than 20 years. Pinakakaleo to Vishwa Mudulian, Nunia Nayawa, and Barbara Farouk for the more than 2 decades of service. Two decades of service they've given to their fellow Fijians through this society. And a special thank you to Vilisi Salafambisi, who has served this society for 30 years. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Give out those presents cake in front of us, and I would